Hi, we're Ellie and David, and we're overlanding across Europe and Central Asia in our Land Rover Defender Yak. In this episode, we cross into Georgia and start to tackle a major bureaucratic barrier that has the potential to uproot all our plans. We also attempt a mountain pass and spend a lot of time shoveling snow.
We're 2 kilometres away from the border into Georgia, but the trucks are already starting to queue up. It's absolutely mad.
So we're at the Georgian border. We just went through a check. I'm not sure.
I think it was customs, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But he got out, got me to open up the Land Rover, opened up the back, looked at all the stuff. I think they wanted to do a search, but just decided against it because it was so much. We had to pay a bridge toll, and it's 26p. And I just went into this room and I was queuing for about half an hour with all of these truckers who were exchanging thousands of lira worth of money. And then the last guy, the guy who was just before me, finished, and the guy put up a sign saying the office is closed for another half an hour, and I was like, oh, you're joking me, I've been there so long already. So I shoved my phone in his face just as he was leaving, saying, I just need to pay this toll, it's 5 lira please. And he did eventually let me, and we're through now, but we still got to go through Georgian customs as well.
We're officially in Georgia.
We're about half an hour away from Batumi down the coast on the Black Sea. It's really hot today, and then it drops down and it's raining for the next couple of days, so we're going to go for a swim now.
In Georgia has been crazy so far. We were sunbathing on the beach in 26 degrees yesterday, and now it's snowing really heavily. It's so weird. I've got sandals on and David's wearing shorts. It's been really windy the past couple of nights. You might be able to hear it a bit in the background. So we've been sleeping in the Land Rover, but last night we found somewhere that was quite sheltered, which was good, so we slept in the tent again. We're about half an hour away from Tbilisi now, so we're going to head over there and explore the city a bit.
We've come to one of the best places in Tbilisi for khachapuri.
It's good. Smells really good. We've just picked up some local bread from a bakery, and we're going to drive out to Tbilisi now and find somewhere to camp for tonight.
It was really windy again last night, so we slept in the Land Rover. Ellie's on the bed platform and I just slept in my seat, sleeping with my head on the cubby box. We're going to try and cross the Azerbaijan border today. I think it's closed, but we're going to see if we can transit. We need to get to Baku as soon as we can because we're picking Ellie's sister up on the 20th of May in Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan. So if we can get across the border earlier, it means we can stay on schedule.
David's in his special stance, pumping up the stove. It's a nice view of our loo roll holder.
Not sure really what's going to happen at the border because the land borders are still closed. I think it's because of COVID. Everything else, every other country around the area has opened up. So we're just going to go and see now if we can transit across. We're only 40 minutes from the border, so we're going to drive and just see what happens.
We are 3 minutes away from the border now, feeling a bit nervous because we don't really know how this is going to work or if there's going to be anyone we can talk to, but we'll give it a go. So we just went to the smaller border and it turns out it's closed. We spoke to the border guard there. And he said we need to go to the Red Bridge border.
So we're going to head to the Red Bridge border now. It's actually only about 1 kilometre that way, but the way the roads are built, it takes about an hour to get there, which is a little bit frustrating.
So David's about to just walk up to one of the booths or something and ask if we can cross.
I've got Google Translate ready. So I just went and spoke with a policeman down there, and he was saying that the border's definitely closed. He said you can fly in, but it's closed. I asked if he knew when it was open. He said he didn't know. I said, you know, why it's not open, and again, he didn't really seem to know much. So he said you can get permission from the embassy, so I think we're going to try and drive up the road a little bit and see if we can find a signal to ring the embassy in Tbilisi and see if we can find out what forms we need to fill in to get this permission to transit through. And then if not, I think we'll go and drive back to Tbilisi and visit the embassy in person and see if they can help us out at all.
You can't tell from here, but there's an actual child driving this car.
Can't be older than 9 or 10.
David, do you want to show us your sleeping position last night? Comfy.
We're just about to leave to go back to Tbilisi, but they're in my line.
So we've just been into the Azerbaijan embassy on the outskirts of Tbilisi to ask them about whether or not we'd be able to transit through the country to get to the port. And basically he was saying he doesn't think it's going to be possible. So we asked them as well about the 1st of May, because it's saying in a few different places online that it could possibly be opening then for everyone, I think. But he said that's not even definite, so we're starting to worry a little bit about how we're going to get across, because my sister's booked her flight as well for, is it the 20th?
20th of May, yeah.
20th of May. So we're on quite a tight schedule now. So yeah, getting a bit worried, but hopefully we'll work something out. He said as well that we could fly over and possibly put the Land Rover on a train, I think from somewhere around here. But I think that's going to be really expensive, so it's just probably not really an option for us, is it?
While we were in there, we had to put our phones in this locker whilst we spoke to the guy at the desk. We came back and the security guard tried to open up the locker again, but it was completely jammed. I don't know what I did with the key, but we just couldn't get it open, so we went and we tried to get our knife. He told me to go and get a knife from the Land Rover. We tried getting that so we could try and wiggle it open and unlock it, and eventually we used the pry bar. And he just
a bit crazy running towards the embassy with a pry bar and a knife.
Yeah, a little bit dodgy, but he just ended up using the pry bar and just completely breaking the locker to get it open. So got our phones back. Yeah, so we're going to go to the British embassy now and see if they can help us at all, see if they know anything we can do. So we just went to the British embassy in Tbilisi. It's closed for the Easter weekend. So I spoke to a guy on the gate, and he said he's not really sure what we can do, but he's done a bit of research for us. He's given me a number of his colleague who's kind of more aware of different stuff that's going on. So I sent her a message asking if she knows when the Azerbaijan border's going to open, or if not, anything else we can do. So just wait and see what she says. We've left the city for a couple of days. We're just going to wait and see if any of the embassies get back to us about being able to cross into Azerbaijan. the track started getting really boggy and we didn't want to get stuck, so we stopped and we've walked up this hill to see if we can find a way around or figure out where we're going. Ellie's just getting a little bit of practice driving it.
Should have moved the seat forward a bit.
We're heading towards Borjomi and it's taken us to a mountain pass, and this is apparently a marked road.
So we started driving the mountain pass towards Borjomi National Park, but we've stopped to kind of decide what to do because there's still so much snow over the tracks, and it's really icy, so it's quite difficult to drive on. So yeah, we're figuring out whether it's worth trying to carry on or whether there's a different route we can take.
So getting back up to the track up there shouldn't be too much of an issue. This will probably be the worst part of it. I don't know whether we'll get stuck in that snow there. And then we just kind of nip over that little gap there, across the moorland a bit, and it's straight back onto the track. It's just whether we get past this bit or not. I'll try and drive towards it.
Yeah.
You can kind of maybe wait. Whoa.
We're through! Yay. We've walked up the track for about half an hour, and as far as we can see it's just completely covered in these big boulders and snow, so I don't think we're going to risk it. I think we'll probably turn around. It's a shame, but I think it's probably best.
Yeah, I don't think we'll push the tyres anymore than we already have, so yeah, we'll turn around.
Especially as we've got that crack still in the front left tyre. I think it was probably the right decision to stop and turn around when we did on the track. We'd already been driving for about 2 hours, and I think it probably would have taken us about 4 hours more after that. We also don't know if we'd even be able to drive in the national park when we get there, so yeah, I think it probably was the right decision. And we've stopped now. We're in a really nice spot to camp. We've got some shelter from the trees, which is good, so I think we're just going to chill here for the rest of the day, and I'll probably do some editing.
Very good.
We just want to transit. All we want to do is go to Baku to get the Caspian Sea crossing. At this point we're obviously quite frustrated and worried.